Really all about the light welterweights. We have a young star, but he has lots of rivals. Ricky Hatton may be established already as Britain's rising young light welterweight star, but for excitement in recent years, Liverpool's Shane Neary has been a match for anyone. Remember the thriller with Mickey Ward? Then there's Eamon McGee. He's put a winning run together and looks a dangerous puncher. McGee and Neary are all set to contest the Commonwealth title. Other young contenders include Junior Witter. His chance on the world stage came against Zab Judah, and he was not intimidated. The man who has been British champion, Jason Rowland, is now expected to give up the belt to bid for a WBU title, creating an opportunity for John Thaxton, so unlucky with cuts against Rowland, but now aiming to revive memories of his big punching early career. Thaxton's preparing to meet Hatton in a scheduled British title fight, but first Hatton has another job to take care of. Here's the weigh-in for tonight's top of the bill.
That's it. 9 stone, 13.
Turn around and face the camera. Oh, is it? 9 stone, 13 pounds and 12 ounces.
No problems for Hatton inside the 10-stone limit, but Giuseppe Lauri wasn't quite so comfortable at the weight.
12 ounces over.
12 ounces over. So the jewellery had to come off, and even that wasn't enough. Then he needed to take a run to shed the excess.
Okay. 9 stone, 12 and 4 ounces.
Hatton knows he must beat Lauri, and the best of the rest from home and abroad.
In world circles, the light welterweight division is probably the hardest division out there, certainly not one of the hardest divisions, and it's like that, you know, domestically. There's fantastic fights in this country alone, so I think by that, hopefully I can clear up on the domestic scene over the next, you know, 9 or 12 months. You know, I don't want to be bypassing British titles and Commonwealth titles. I might as well, you know, try and get these good domestic fights under my belt, and then by that time that happens, I'll be ready for world title stage.
He must be looking over his shoulder, Barry, and with good reason. This is a tremendous lineup at British level. Sky Sports unofficial rankings here, headed by Shane Neary and Eamon McGee, Rowland and Hatton, Witter and Thaxton. The great thing, of course, is that now, at last, in this division, we're starting to see them matched with each other.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the times in the past they would hide behind titles or go for other fights. Now it seems like we have a real hotbed of light welterweights who all want to get into the ring with each other.
Given Hatton's progress so far, would he be feeling a little disappointed that he's ranked 4 here?
Yeah, but this guy exudes confidence. He doesn't need to know that they've ranked him number 4. He's the best light welterweight in the country, and I'm telling you, one of the top in the world, and that was no doubt. And this is, I just said at the opening of the show that they're about to let this guy off the leash. This is a very important year for him, a very important 6 months, and this fight tonight is absolutely crucial.
4 wins in good class this year, all inside 4 rounds, Barry, and a series of jobs against American and Latin American opponents. Interesting tactics, matchmaking-wise. But last time out against Gilbert Quiras, more evidence of the problem so far.
Yes,
cuts.
The only problem.
Now, how worried is he, do you think, behind the scenes?
Well, I think they are very concerned. He fights aggressively. That's the way he likes to fight. And to pick up cuts like this, which was a hideous cut and really looked awful, and having to sort of throw all his you know, throw all into his next round and try and get the guy out of it, which he did in impressive style. It is a very worrying, you know, it's a very worrying thought at this stage in his career.
Is he now at the point, Barry, where every fight he's starting thinking, I hope I do not get another cut?
Of course he is. That's something that's is a subconscious worry, and it's something you don't need. But unfortunately, he's had those cuts. He's going to have to deal with them. And remember, it's going to have to obviously affect the way he fights. And because
in what sense?
In that when he fights aggressively, he's got to fight aggressively, but very intelligently, not to pick up punch, not to pick up unnecessary punches. But when you punch the way this kid does, you can do it cleverly and take these guys out. This is a very good fighter, and he was able to, you know, wipe the floor with him. Look at that left hook; it was a stunning punch. But the cut eye and the potential for the eye to cut again is a big worry for us.
One and then second round knockout there. What about tonight's opponent, Giuseppe Lauri? Very bold noises from the camp.
Absolutely. Well, they're very confident. They think that his dad is making a lot of noises. I haven't heard much from this kid himself, but his dad steers him and trains him. And you know, he only had one fight where he hasn't been beaten, where he's been beaten, and 19 wins. So it's a terrific record, and it's a tough opponent.
John Thaxton's view, he's with Adam Smith.
Well, John, you hope for the match with Ricky Hatton next month, but he's got to get through this one first, and it doesn't look easy against Giuseppe Lauri.
Well, he's a good amateur. He's been a good amateur. You know, he's a WBA champion, Intercontinental champion. You know, I hope Ricky come through with flying colours and don't get marked up. No cuts this time, Ricky. Go out, do the business, and then that's me and him getting it on next month.
He's looked such a class fighter, Hatton, beforehand, but the cuts are a worry.
Yeah, definitely, you know, he does cut, but then again, he has got a fairly good defence, and he hits very hard. He's got punches from all kinds of angles. He works the body brilliantly. You know, I've got to look at the tapes, I've got to study, and I've got to study it, and I've got to go out there and I've got to beat him. I'm a strong kid as well. He's going to come forward, I'm going to come forward. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight, one of the domestic fights of the year.
This one, prediction?
This one, he's going to stop him within 6 rounds, without a doubt, definitely.
For the Bethnal Hall crowd here at your call. Brilliant.
I hope so. You know, we don't want no cuts, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, John.
You never know, though. Your chance to see Hatton topping the bill in London next.
From Italy, Giuseppe Lauri.
Well, Italians are known for their emotions. Young Giuseppe Lauri from Traditi has been banging his heart all week, a la Felix Trinidad, hitting his head a la Vinny Pazienza, and beating the drum to derail our brightest prospect. Underneath that yellow cap, it says "The End." Tattooed on his head, he says it will be the end of Ricky Hatton's early career. A well-schooled boxer who can punch, 14 knockouts in 19 wins. And Glenn, one of Hatton's weaknesses is that he can be caught, especially with the right hand, and Lauri is said to favour that shot.
Well, this is a tough test for Ricky Hatton. A good fighter, Giuseppe Lauri, who comes in here with lots of confidence. You know, somebody who wants to derail Hatton. And, you know, this is a real good test for Hatton. Lauri brings an awful lot, only tasted defeat once. And the main thing is he says he's going to win. He's got confidence.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the young man from Manchester, the pride of Manchester, Ricky Hatton!
Well, they've heard about him down here. From Widnes to Madison Square Garden to Oberhausen to his Manchester faithful, the Ricky Hatton Roadshow finally comes to the home of East End boxing. The spit and sawdust and the real fans here in Bethnal Green's famous York Hall. Unbeaten in 2099's Young Boxer of the Year, and the critics' favourite to follow in the footsteps of Lennox Lewis, Johnny Nelson, Joe Calzaghe, Paul Ingle, and of course Nassim Hamed as a world champion. He's so classy, Glenn. Exciting, skilled, beautiful movement, and hard, accurate shots.
He's very good. He's an exceptional talent who's moving along nicely, and it's good to see this. It's good to see him getting this sort of reception in London amongst the boxing people. These are a knowledgeable boxing crowd, and he's now, you know, he's getting the recognition amongst the boxing people. It'll not be long before he gets the mass recognition of the nation if he carries on and gets better and better.
You don't win 7 national titles as a teenager, and unbeaten in 20 fights with 16 knockouts. Really, really good fighter, Ricky Hatton. There he is with Mick Williamson, the cut man. Could be important. He's the younger man by 3 years, Hatton. Lauri with a slight height advantage. He had problems on the scales yesterday. Lauri took 3 times to make it. Same reach. Same debut, same fights. Lauri boxed more rounds and a similar knockout percentage. Really good on paper, this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is sanctioned and conducted under the rules of the World Boxing Organization and the World Boxing Association, whose supervisor at ringside is one Luis Torralba from Spain. The British Boxing Board of Control supervisor in charge this evening, Dr. Ozzy Ross, and the timekeeper, Mr. Bob Edgeworth from Bromley in Kent. The judges at ringside, Mr. Jean-Louis Legoland from France, Mr. Dave Paris from London, and Mr. Paul Thomas from Derby. And the referee in charge of the action from Spain, Mr. Bartolomé Torralba. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, tonight exclusively live on Sky Sports from London's East End, home of British boxing, your call in Bethnal Green, it's big fight time, where Frank Warren proudly presents championship boxing and a contest of 12 three-minute rounds to decide the WBO and the WBA Intercontinental Light Welterweight Championship. Between introducing the boxers, and firstly, out of the red corner, wearing the yellow trunks, coming from Tradisi in Italy, he weighed in at 9 stone, 12 1/4 pounds. He holds a 20-fight professional record, 19 wins, 14 wins coming by way of knockout, with just 1 loss. He comes to the ring, the current WBA Intercontinental Champion. Please welcome to London, Giuseppe Lauri. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, wearing the familiar silver, blue and black colours, he fights out of Manchester in the Phoenix camp. He weighed in at 9 stone, 13 3/4 pounds. He holds a perfect professional record, 20 wins, coming from 20 contests, 16 by way of knockout. He's Britain's most exciting prospect in British boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the WBO Intercontinental Champion, the Pride of Manchester, Ricky the Hitman Hatton.
Tremendous atmosphere here.
Instructions to both boxers.
You both know the rules. Good luck to both, okay?
Well, he couldn't get closer than that. Sensible step up in level for 21-year-old Hatton. He's dealt with the former British champions and the half-decent South American imports. Now to one of the best Europe has to offer, Giuseppe Lauri, ambitious, a holder of even a minor title in the WBA Intercontinental, to parallel Hatton's WBO version, both up for grabs. The one worry for the Manchester fighter is cuts. His left eye has now been split 3 times, and he's had surgery. Lauri already hitting his body, and that'll be the target that Hatton will aim for. He likes to go downstairs and then work up.
Well, he's very good on the offensive, Ricky Hatton. We want to see maybe a bit more defensive work. He needs to keep those hands up, move the head better. Can't afford to get cut in a fight like this.
Yes, he had to have 6 stitches after his last appearance in Detroit. Got badly in the first round against Gilberto Quiros, but showed the calm nature and good skills to get back and stop Quiros in the second round. A real good display from Hatton. And they've worked on the eye. He said, it's not the skin, it's the features. Norman likes to have a look at his opponents, size them up. They've seen a lot of Lauri on tape, and they know he's got a good amateur pedigree, and is coming here to win, which always makes them dangerous. Just overreaching Lauri. Hatton getting his gloves nice and tight.
Well, Hatton got tremendous variety, opening up well already, looking for the gaps around the elbows to the body.
Yes, his angles are so good. Lauri looking a little phased already. Had major problems at the weigh-in last night Lauri. He was 12 ounces over, then half a pound. And he went for a run, he came back, and he was nearly 2 pounds under the 10-stone limit. And Hatton will be working that body.
Well, Hatton just keeping composed, nice rhythm, but occasionally getting caught with that right hand. He doesn't need to be caught with that punch. Sometimes just carries himself a bit square on.
Lauri trying to back Hatton up and put a stop to the pressure. And again, the right hand from Lauri. That's what they're going to work on. But the strength of Hatton gives him the round. There's the corner of the best young fighter in the country. How did he start?
Yes, he started well enough. He had to take a couple of long right hands, which he doesn't really need to take, but it was a good start. He looked for body punches. He found it quite well, but you know, an erratic style of Lauri. He's got to be aware of that. Lauri coming back with a long right hand.
Here's the second round, light welterweight. A couple of Intercontinental crowns up for grabs, but really all eyes on how Ricky Hatton will progress. Another difficult opponent to work out. 24 years of age, Giuseppe Lauri, and he's only lost once, and that was in a 12-round fight in Switzerland. Alan Vester outpointed him. Hatton never gone beyond 6 rounds. Can Lauri withhold the storm at the beginning to really get into this?
Oh, it's a nice rhythm from Hatton, a nice constant pressure, looking for the punches.
It's a cheeky right hand, Lauri said, the back of the head. And the referee telling Lauri's corner to be quiet and to watch the head. And the shaven skull of Lauri. You see the end tattooed on him. I think there's one on the back of his leg as well that says the same thing. Will it be the end for his hopes? He's getting his elbows down well, isn't he, the Italian?
Yes, he is. He's coming back with some decent punches of his own. You know, he's not letting Hatton just get off the free shots. You know, he's quick to come back.
Yes, when Hatton's in control, he looks so smooth, like a machine, just going to work. His hero, Roberto Duran. You see similarities. There's a lightweight called Pedro Turan. Roughed him up a bit earlier this year and showed us Hatton can fight on the back foot too.
But Hatton's still having to take a few shots in there. Lauri getting his punches off, some success to head and body.
Just stretching too much there, Lauri. Winding up on his punches. And trying to catch Hatton on the way in. A little blood from the nose of Ricky Hatton. Just from that left jab of Lauri. That won't be a worry, but marking around the eyes might be, and a little swelling as well around the right eye of Hatton.
Well, this is definitely a better test for Hatton. Lauri taking the fight too, and you know, I just sense Lauri landing a good shot to the body, which may well have just hurt Hatton.
Yes. Wild from Hatton. Better round from Lauri. Well, the Italian Giuseppe Lauri deciding to stand between each rounds. He's come here to win this, but there you can see the body shots of Hatton. Well, far more getting through so far. Good fight this, though.
It's a very good fight and a good test for Ricky Hatton. Lauri has come here with ambition and a game plan.
As he was the Italian amateur featherweight champion in '95 and '96. And he did fight against Ireland. Never been stopped. Hatton only having to go the distance 4 times. Again, told to watch the heads. There's a little mark under the left eye of Lauri as well, to add to the swelling under the right of Hatton.
What you want to see now is Hatton growing as a fighter, learning to do something else, learning to use his jab, his boxing ability, look for his weigh-ins. It's not always easy to get your shots on, and I think in this fight, you know, he's going to find that out.
Lauri trying to unload his right hands, but Hatton switching nicely to finish up on his left. Done a lot of sparring with his brother Matthew, and he said he cycled to the gym every day to keep fit as well with a petrol crisis. Lauri just taking a breath there. These hurtful rib crunches from Hatton have disposed of so many victims so far. He's trying to stand with him, Lauri. And the nose continues to bleed. And that spurred the Italian on.
Yes, he's getting more and more confident, getting more and more shots off. Lauri, Hatton just needs to up the tempo.
Neither giving ground. Most of this already in the center of the ring. And they don't look worried in the Hatton corner about that nosebleed. Of course, they have Mick Williamson, who's helped him out before with the cuts if anything serious happens. But this is good work rate from Lauri.
It's very good, and you can tell Hatton in there is thinking, you know, he's wondering what's going on here. This isn't normal for him, so he's having to rethink his strategy. In the Italian corner, they're jumping up, they're enjoying what their man's doing.
Yes, his father, Augusto Lauri, who is prominent at the weigh-in. And as his son gets another right hand in, that's a worrying shot for Hatton to have to keep taking. But he backs Lauri up on the ropes, and this is getting intense and exciting. Well, we wanted a test for Hatton, we're getting it.
We certainly are, and more concern will be in that corner of Ricky Hatton. They've got to try and find a game plan. He's getting caught with some silly shots. It's a good strategy of Giuseppe Lauri. He's letting Hatton lead off first, catching the punches, and then coming back with counters.
Mick Williamson getting the end swell there, just underneath the right eye of Hatton, but it's the left one that normally cuts. He did against Paul Denton and Mark Ramsey, and then last time against Roberto Quiros. He's proving hard, Lauri.
Yes, he's tough, experienced, cagey, and he's coming back well with the shot. But Hatton, he's game, he'll push forward as he did here right at the end of the round. But look at Lauri just tapping his stomach as if to say, that didn't hurt.
He also will not be afraid of this partisan crowd, Giuseppe Lauri in the yellow trunks from Italy, because he's fought most of his contests in Switzerland. And he's trying to back Hatton up. He's certainly not been scared by the reputation of the so-called hitman. Again, the right. Keeps getting caught with that.
Yes, he does. Just the way he throws his shots, he gets caught with that. He's got to just try and just get more on his side, not come in a square on, but you know, that's what he does to try and land his left hook to the body. So you know, he's got to try and have a bit of a rethink in there.
Starting to put some meat behind his shots, Hatton. His timing has not been as good as we've seen before. As Lauri grows in confidence. Not many names on the Italian's record.
The heads were banging together in close. Their hand didn't need to be, and there needs a bit of room. Start using some boxing skills.
But of course the Italians will know about the bleeding from Hatton. They might be trying to get him to rough the Manchester boy up.
Some better work in there from Hatton, using the jab finally. Hasn't used a lot of that punch, but he needs to do more to set himself up for the body shots.
Right again from Lauri, and they're jumping up in the corner alongside us, but back Hatton comes with those rib-crunching body shots. Well, it's intense in there. Another right. Tries the uppercut, but blocked.
Well, you would think these good body punches would start to get to Lauri. He's obviously strong and fit, but there's a lot of good shots going into the body from Hatton.
And that's a better right from Ricky Hatton. It's on the mark of Lauri's eye. And there are plenty of stoppages on Lauri's record. Only that one defeat that went the 12-round distance. But that's better from Hatton. Back comes Lauri, but he was just hurt there. The most interesting fight of Ricky Hatton's 3-year career here at York Hall. And he had the success in the 4th round, landing twice as many as Lauri. But the Italian has come for victory. Very close.
It's very close. I've got this fight level, and it's all to go for. But Hatton hasn't been caught more than we've seen him caught. Needs to tighten up and try and block those right hands from Lauri.
Dead level on Glenn's car. 3 judges ringside. Hatton starting to up the tempo. He's a little one pace maybe so far. He said that his beloved Manchester City had a poor outing at Spurs today. It was 0-0. He said he didn't want to be dull. He wanted to excite the York Hall crowd. Trying too hard?
Well, he does seem somewhat flat, not as sharp as we've seen him, but maybe, and probably that's down to the opponent. Lauri's not making him look that sharp because we've got a class up in opponent in front of Ricky Hatton.
Yes, just what he needs, really, Hatton. Comes through with the rights. Both fighters getting success with that shot. And this is where Hatton does his good work, when he can get his man on the ropes and turn them. And damage to the left eye of Lauri from the right hands of Hatton. He's the one cut. And Hatton senses that Lauri is disturbed by that, and more shots rain in. Good right hand from Hatton. Referee close, and Lauri just holds on there. Bad moments for the Italian.
Well, this is very good work from Ricky Hatton. Really just closing down, hurting Lauri's cut. He's under pressure, and Hatton now just closing in to find the shots he needs.
Lauri bravely trying to throw back, and the referee just helps him to his feet, but he just staggered back, and Hatton going for broke. It's over, and Ricky Hatton turns the fight around in the 5th round. Look how happy he is, to the joy of the Bethnal Green crowd. That makes it 21 out of 21. It was hard. It was probably the hardest fight of his career so far. Lauri wanted it, but Hatton just upped the tempo when he needed to and proved he is a fighter going places.
Well, that's what we needed to see from Ricky Hatton. We needed to see him in with a better type of opponent. We needed to see him in, you know, when it wasn't all going his way, when he had to think, when he had to show some character, you know, show a thinking boxer, and he did all that. And then with good determination, with good punches, he disposed of Giuseppe Lauri, and that was a tremendous fight. He did really well there, Ricky Hatton.
Brilliant finish from Hatton. And John Thaxton is ringside with us. We're looking forward now to that British title clash. What a fight that'll be.
Well, the shots were just coming in from Hatton. He got the confidence. He knew he'd hurt Lauri there, and then he mixed it up, and that was tremendous the way he did that. Lauri doesn't know where to keep his hands down to guard his body or to guard his head, and Hatton does the right thing. He mixes them up, head and body, and doesn't give Lauri a chance, just keeps hurting him and punishing him with those shots.
His variety is probably better than any other young fighter.
Yes, there is. I mean, there's still things to work on. We saw that from Lauri. Lauri exposed this problem that he's got at taking right hands. He needs to clean up on that, but his punches were good. You see the finish here, good left hooks, and I thought that was well timed. No arguments from Lauri or his corner.
Yes, the eye was cut, and these shots really starting to hurt Lauri.
Short, powerful, hard left hooks there, 3 in succession. Hard punches to throw like that, but he was getting his momentum behind each one, and the referee, perfect stoppage, timed it just right.
Exciting at the end after a tough, hard fight, which is what Ricky Hatton needed. And look at the reaction from the York Hall crowd. They know he's on the road to the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute 57 seconds of round 5, the referee calls a halt to the action. The winner and new WBA Intercontinental Champion and still WBO Intercontinental Champion, Ricky Hatton! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like to show a round of applause for a very fine loser indeed, please. Please, from Italy, Giuseppe Lauri. And now to present the championship belts, our 2 supervisors to the WBO and WBA Intercontinental Champion, Ricky the Hitman Hatton.
I think Hatton will need his brother's help tonight just to carry all the baggage of victory home with him. Ricky Hatton wins again, watched by his younger brother Matthew. Matthew made his pro bout earlier tonight, and it's a happy night all round. We have more live action to come here, incidentally. Lightweight Steve Murray still to come tonight. Murray, 14 straight wins, another very exciting prospect. That's coming up shortly here. But it is Ricky Hatton's night. Top of the bill and living up to the billing. Here he is with Alan.
Well, Ricky, covered with belts, but that was a step up in class, in level, and it was hard in there.
Certainly was. I mean, I saw tapes of him coming into the fight. He was a confident lad, and obviously he will be with the record he had, high knockout percentage, and he was banging in some heavy shots there, you know, so but he was showing that he was taking the body shots early, but they can take him early. You know, I'm a 12-round fighter, not a 6-round fighter or a 4-round fighter, so I'm very happy.
Very happy, but he gave you a few scares with that right hand over the top.
Yeah, that's right. Been working on things in the gym, but he hit hard with either hand, so I was trying to anticipate his left and his right. He was a good body punch as well.
Is this the fight you needed at this stage?
Absolutely, yeah. I've wanted this fight, you know, for a fight of this nature for quite a bit, you know. Normally, I've always been the favourite. I've always been the favourite to win my contest, but this lad had a good record, confident young lad, good amateur, so he come to win.
Trainer Billy Graham marks out of 10 in front of this crowd.
Oh, that was a great performance. That was a great performance. I can't say marks out of 10, but I mean, it was a good kid. He was a good kid who created him a lot of problems, and that's what we needed. Because, you know, we needed somebody to create some problems for him, and he dealt with them fantastically.
Well, let's just bring John Thaxton in if we can, because John and Ricky will be fighting for the British title. Just go alongside him. What did you think, John, of Ricky's display?
Very impressive performance. Lauri come to fight, he didn't come to lay down. he'd come to defend his belt, you know, but Ricky was way too strong, bust him up with the body shots, then took him out. He was really impressive.
It's going to be explosive next month between you two, isn't it?
Yeah, like with a similar height, stocky build, big punches, I think it'd be very exciting. I like
Who wins?
Well, I'm going to say me, but it's an exciting fight. I want to be in with, you know, the exciting fights, you know, and that's why even though I'm from Manchester, I've come to London here today, they've all turned out to watch me because I think I get value for money and excitement. So I'd like to thank the London fans, the Manchester fans as usual, and just, you know, for Sky for all the support. And
looking forward to the clash.
It's going to be great. It's going to be one of the domestic fights of the year. I'm a strong fighter, he's a strong fighter. It's going to be explosive.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant. Well done tonight.
You could see Thaxton going for broke early against Hatton, couldn't you? We can't wait for that one. Another man who tends to go for broke coming up here.
Including Sugar Ray Leonard.